Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This one is a tricky one. So, I watched Filip Hrgovic and Joyce fight last night, and it was actually kind of rough to watch. I mean, at one point, Filip Hrgovic was on top of the world, and he was considered the boogeyman, meaning that's the guy no one wants to fight because there is a strong potential that you would lose, right? On the other side, the flip side of that, Joyce, the juggernaut, supposedly had a granite chin that could withstand any kind of hit until he met Zhang, who banged him out twice in extravagant fashion. So basically, Joyce and Filip Hrgovic were both having a comeback fight. Filip had just lost and got knocked out by Daniel Dubois, who ended up being promoted to the IBF champion, and Joyce had just come off being battered by Zhang and then also losing to Derek Chisora. He had one fight in between there where he won, but it was some kind of like no-name guy. No disrespect to him, but he wasn't like a top 10 contender. So this fight was rough to watch because I'll just be honest. In the beginning of the fight, Joyce was just eating punches from Filip Hrgovic. Just eating them. Bam, bam, eating right hands, just like Daniel Dubois was eating right hands. Filip Hrgovic was a late replacement fighter because Joyce was supposed to fight Dillian Whyte, and Dillian had to pull out for whatever reason. But Joyce was just eating punches. Then later on into the fight, he started bringing it on, and Filip got a cut in like the second round, which started bothering him. Kudos to his cut guy, by the way, because by the end of the fight, you could barely see that there was any blood coming out. So his cut guy truly earned his money last night. Anyway, but in the middle of the fight, Joyce kind of picked it up with his slow, methodical style. But this is what really bothers me. Joyce takes so much damage throughout the fight. He's just eating right hands, eating left hands, and eating big overhand rights. Sure, he took them. They didn't knock him out. But I don't look at Hrgovic as like a great, powerful puncher. I feel like if those punches were coming from AJ or Dubois or Zhang, they would have dropped Joyce. But this is where the point I'm getting to. I think it's time for Joyce to finally hang the gloves up. Can he still fight? Yes. Is he still resilient? Yes. He's not in the top 10, in my opinion, and he's not going to get back there. He's 39 years old, so he's towards the end of his career anyway. But the reason why I'm saying I feel like it's done for Joe is because he's taking too much damage in every fight. His defense is zero. The only kind of defense he has is leaning back, which isn't always the best way to defend. He eats right hands non-stop, and obviously when he was fighting Zhang, he ate left hands and right hands, and it took him out relatively quickly. You can tell when he's in interviews, he's speaking very slow. He's got to think about his words. He's real punchy. He's not all the way there. And even though I like watching him fight, I would watch him fight if he decides to fight again. It's not fair to his family. It's not fair to the people who love and care about him for him to continue fighting. He's already got a lot of brain damage, I think, from taking too many punches. So I think he needs to pull it back and be done with boxing. He's made plenty of money. He can go on to coach in boxing. He could be, well, he probably can't be a commentator. He could be one of them funny commentators that everybody's laughing at instead of laughing with, and he could make money that way. But the last thing I want to see happen is that he fights someone. Let's say he fights AJ, and then AJ gives him a punch from the gods, and then Joyce is never the same again. Then Joe has to live as a vegetable. AJ has to live with the results of the fight, and I'm just using it as an example, and it's not fair to anyone. So I think he needs to step away from the game. He's had a good career, in my opinion, even though he wasn't, you know, world champion of a major belt, but he's had a good enough career to where he can retire and look at it as if it's not a failure. I felt like he definitely was going to lose on points to Hrgovic, but also they both aren't in the best of shape. I don't really even think Filip Hrgovic is that great of a fighter, even though he's 32. I feel like if he steps up to fight an AJ or a Dubois or a Usyk or a Caballel or a Parker, I think he's going to lose pretty easily. You can see the difference in levels, you know, without a doubt. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you agree that Joyce should finally retire? I mean, it's painful to watch him take all those punches. But subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know, should the Joyce retire? Juggernaut, please give it up. I'm concerned about your health, and you've got lots of life left to live. Don't give it all up for the game. See you guys in the next one. Deuces.